You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You tuned in to the best, and that's G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. This is the official breakdown and prediction video for the main event, June 9th, 2018. And that's Leo Santa Cruz versus Abner Mares. And around this time, I like to brag about my prediction records. So I'm gonna take the time to do that right now. G5 Jeff TV is officially 17 wins, 1 loss, 3 draws, and 20 official breakdown and prediction videos. So we get it right over here on G5 Jeff TV. Now, for the people that's new, this is usually how it goes. I'll break down each fighter, kind of do a little blast from the past for both guys. Some positives, some negatives, some tendencies, some attributes for both guys. Come up with a couple of scenarios, and then I'll give you my prediction on the fight. That is not how this video is going to go today. This one's going to be completely different than what I usually do. And it's basically because of the fight. I've seen enough Leo Santa Cruz fights. I've seen enough Abner Mares fights. Usually when I put the lab coat on, I put on the goggles, and I go in the lab and I do some homework, I'm usually looking at a couple of different fights from each fighter. Not for this fight. All I did was put the lab coat on, put the goggles on, and I watched their first fight. And that's all I needed to see. That's all I needed to see. Now, just to give you a recap on the first fight, Leo Santa Cruz won by decision. It was a highly competitive fight. Abner Mares came in there and he fought his ass off. You can't say he shortchanged anybody that night. But Abner Mares came out first 2-3 rounds. he came out like he had some money on the first round knockout. Like he bet some money on himself for a first round knockout, because he came out guns blazing, heavy body shots, trying to take Leo Santa Cruz's head smooth off. And I don't know if that was by design or if it was just the adrenaline pumping because he was, because they was in Cali. But I mean, it was crazy how fast he came out. But I think he started to pay the price for it later on in the fight because he started to slow down. And basically evaluating this rematch, I really just took the first fight and basically asked myself, could Leo Santa Cruz repeat the success that he had in the first fight? And can Abner Mares build on what he had going in the first fight and make some changes to improve and possibly pull this rematch off? So that's how I basically evaluated this rematch, and basically that's how I looked at the first fight. Now, Abner Mares was doing some things technically that I didn't like, but it's the same things that Abner Mares always does as far as when I see him fight. Abner Mares is a pretty short guy, so when you're the short guy, you can even be a short guy with long arms. When you're the short guy, you want to get inside. And Abner Mares doesn't like to use his jab to get inside. Like, he doesn't use intelligence to get inside. And he telegraphs a lot of his shit trying to get inside. Like, he doesn't throw a jab up and down and try to get inside. Abner Mares has a pointless jab. Like, he throws a bullshit jab. It serves no purpose, doesn't have no authority to it. There's no strategy within it. He kind of just puts it out there, kind of just as a decoy almost. And that's a bad situation to be in when you're facing a taller guy and a guy with the skill of Leo Santa Cruz. So he's definitely going to have to clean up how he gets inside of Leo Santa Cruz. Number two, for Abner Mares, there's nothing wrong with counterpunching. Like, there's nothing wrong with counterpunching. He was leading the entire fight, and it was not working for him after a couple of rounds. It wasn't working for him. Like, in this fight, in this rematch, he's going to have to pick his time when he wants to be the aggressor. He's going to have to pick his time when he wants to be the counterpuncher. But it's not illegal to be a counterpuncher. Abner Mares definitely needs to pick his spots and become a counterpuncher in this fight. He's going to have to mix it up because Leo Santa Cruz, he mixes it up himself, surprisingly, because he's a very aggressive fighter. Abner Mares, the third thing is he's going to have to put something on Leo Santa Cruz. And I don't remember seeing Leo Santa Cruz ever really hurt. But he's going to have to put something on Leo Santa Cruz to get his attention. Because as much as Abner Mares came out on fire in the beginning of that fight, you never got the sense that he put anything on Leo Santa Cruz to deter him from being active. You know, and I don't think anybody has accomplished that against Leo Santa Cruz, but I think that is something that you are going to have to do to be successful against Leo Santa Cruz. Now, with Leo Santa Cruz, even though he won the fight, there were some things that he was doing that, you know, he could clean up. Number one, he was early part of the fight, he was on them ropes too much. He was on them ropes too much. He was allowing himself to be on the ropes. Like, it wasn't like Abner Mares was putting in work and was putting him on the ropes. Leo Santa Cruz is kind of just putting himself on the ropes. So he was getting into a little bit of trouble with that. Number two, he has to make Abner Mares pay to get inside. Like, he got to charge him a fee at the door. You understand what I'm saying? He got to charge him a fee at the door before he lets him inside. Now, Leo Santa Cruz is doing a great job of that after the first couple of rounds, but that's something that Leo Santa Cruz is going to have to continue to do in this rematch. And the third thing with Leo Santa Cruz is he, too, has to pick his time when he wants to become a counterpuncher, because Abner Mares is going to leave the opportunities out there for him because his number one focus is to get inside. So more times than not, he's going to try to be the aggressor to get inside. And like I said, he's going to have to make Abner Mares pay a fee at the front door before letting him inside. And I think if Leo Santa Cruz does that, he'll have some pretty good success in this rematch. Now, for Leo Santa Cruz, he has to keep the distance. Keep it at a long range or mid range. You know, he can fight inside. Everybody know Leo Santa Cruz can fight on the inside, but it's better if he fights mid-range or fights on the outside against Abner Mares. And number two, he just needs to be in the middle of the ring. Be in the middle of the ring and use your physical advantages. Use your height, use your arm reach, use your God-given gifts against Abner Mares. And as far as Abner Mares go, if he can get inside and he needs to throw his punches in 2s and 3s and get out. It was too many times when he was throwing 6, 7, 8, 9 shots in a row. That will give any top-level fighter an opportunity to counter with a big shot. And Leo Santa Cruz doesn't have a lot of crack, but if he actually sits down on one of those hooks while Abner Mares is throwing one of those 6, 7, 8 punch fast combinations, and they remind me of those Gary Russell combinations. It's like 6, 7, 8 shots, but they're not effective shots. Like, they're kind of just like they work in the speed bag. And that's what Abner Mares was throwing. But that looks good to some judges, but to me watching it, that's not impressive to me. You throwing 6, 7, 8 shots and all of them is going, on the arms and all of that. It's not impressive to me. But this rematch, I don't see anything changing. I think Leo Santa Cruz is going to pick up where he left off, and he's going to do what he was doing in the first fight a little bit better. And I feel like Abner Mares is going to go into this rematch and try to do what he did in the early part in the fight and try to do it longer. But I don't think he's going to have the stamina to do it. I think eventually that height, that reach, skill level of Leo Santa Cruz is going to pull through. I think it's going to be another unanimous decision victory for Leo Santa Cruz, but I think it's going to be a unanimous decision for Leo Santa Cruz, and I think it's going to be a wide margin. I'm thinking like 8-4. Thinking like 8-4 Leo Santa Cruz. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.